but this is hey guys, uh, good afternoon. Welcome back to my channel Adi Reads. Today I'm going to discuss 10 books that have been on my TBR and wish list and now are on my bookshelf because of just one person, Jack Edwards. For people who don't know who Jack Edwards is, he's this really great, like one of my favorite booktubers. And 2 video backs I was discussing how this is one of my favorite covers of A Little Life. Yeah, well, a day after that, him and Steph put up their video discussing UK and US versions, book covers, and he dragged this cover so bad. And that plus the books I've read on his recommendation and how I've liked them, mixed with that, let me just tell you, we have very different tastes. But is that stopping me from getting books on his recommendations? Nope, not at all. Okay, so April has started. I read a lot of books in March. In the end, I ended up finishing Daughter of the Moon Goddess as well, and it was amazing. The narration was so good, and the plot was amazing. I was really thrown off with the spellings and the pronunciations, like with how different they were, but still an amazing book. I had to look the spellings up before I typed out my review for NetGalley, but yeah. So let's start with the books by that are on my bookshelf because of Jack Edwards. First, I'll start with Sally Rooney, Normal People, and Beautiful World, Where Are You? The first review by Sally Rooney that I read, that I listened to by Jack Edwards was A Beautiful People, Where Are You? And I remember him saying that there's no plot, but the characters are amazing. So I got this. This was the first Sally Rooney book I got. I started reading this and I'm like 30 pages in. 38, okay, let's go with 38 pages in, and this was such a boring one for me. People tell me it gets better, but then some more people told me that starting with Normal People is better, like Normal People in Conversation with Friends, and then Beautiful World, Where Are You? Because this is amazing, that is amazing, and these two books would help me get acquainted with the writing style. So I got this and I'm waiting for the delivery of Conversation with Friends. So once I have all three, I'll start with this and let's see how it goes. I really hope to read all three of her books this year and then watch the shows for Normal People and Conversation with Friends. So these are the two books by Jack Edwards. Then comes this, yeah, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Now, Malibu Rising and this is one of my favorite books ever. Favorite books I've read this year and last year. And Daisy Jones is on my TBR for this month. Hopefully, as soon as I'm done with Night Circus and How to Kill Your Family, I'll start with Daisy Jones and Six of Crows. So, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo was... I picked it up 99% because of Jack Edwards, even though it was already on my TBR. It bumped up really fast because of him after I watched his video for this. And this, I got first. I read the ebook first and then I got the book. Actually, this was a gift for me last year, so it went on my wish list because of how much I loved the book. And I really can't wait to watch the adaptation for this one. It is going to be amazing. As I just hope the casting is done perfectly and Evelyn is not some white person, because she is not a white person in the book. She is Mexican with blonde hair. So this was one book I really loved. Most of the other books are on my TBR by him. Next is It it ends with us. And I've already talked about how I did not like Colleen who was November 9, and I've read on Instagram how a lot of her books have damsel in distress main leads who are saved by a toxic love interest, and I'm really not looking forward to reading those books. But Jack rated this 4 or 5 stars, and people have told me this is like a really different book and really amazing and heartbreaking, so I'll give this a try. Let's see how it goes. This a prequel to this is also coming out this year, I think, so I hope I like it so that I can read that as well. Next is Hamnet. I've already talked about Hamnet, so I'm not going to talk about this, but yeah, this was one of the Jack was one of the reasons I got this one. Then there's Loveless. Now, to be very very honest, Jack was not the only reason I got Loveless. It was also Alice Osman. I binge read the Heartstopper comics last year, and then Nick and Charlie, and this winter, and I just had to read more of Alice Osman. And because of Jack, this was the first pick out of all of her other novels. Now I also have I Was Born for This and Radio Silence, and Solitaire is the only one left for me, I think, and I really can't wait to get that as well. I did read this and I liked it, but I did not like it as much as I like other Alice Osman books, so this was a little overhyped for me, I guess. Next is Shaggy Bane. This won the 2020 Booker Prize as well, and Jack talked about this, what it was about, but I really don't remember anymore. Shit, this seems to be something like war related. Oh my god. Yeah, this seems to be something war related, post-war or something. Sorry, I don't remember what this was about at all. I wish I could talk about this, but I can't because I do not remember what this is about. The next book, not again. The next book is A Little Life. I have a feeling this is going to be on my TBR for like all of eternity, because I look at the book and I just don't want to read it. I have no idea why I got it as well. It does not, like, the thickness of the book does not go with the title. This is not a little life. This is a huge life. And this is also a heartbreaking life, apparently. This book has a lot of trigger warnings, and I have seen people recommend it to people without even thinking about them, and I just hope anybody who picks this book up reads about the trigger warnings, does their own research before they start this, because this this is one of the only books I've read a lot of reviews for, and I still have not been able to make up my mind whether or not I'll read this. But Jack talked about this, so I have this because of him. If I read this, it will be because of him. I have no idea about this. This was shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize in 2015. So, yeah, the next is Girl Online, and okay, Girl Online has been on my TBR since 2013 or 14, because I saw this in one of the bookstores in Mumbai and I just wanted to get it, but I did not get it at that time. And then last year I was watching a video by Jack, and he took a whole day to read all the other booktubers who have published their books, and this was one of them. This was one of the only, I think, one of the very few books from that video that had a positive review. So that just made me get it. So this is a fictional book, unlike the other booktuber books he read, and I want to read this. Also, this is hardcover, so I love that. The last book that not only last book I have, not only because of Jag but also because of Bookstagram, the book responsible for me having a Bookstagram account and a booktube account, and obviously it's Jack's recommendation, is The Song of Achilles. He gave this a 5-star, and look at the edition I got for this. Like, I could have got another edition, but no, I had to get this one. This is from the Dark Academic box by the Big Book box, and just like, this is a customized jacket, which is the prettiest ever, right? I have read this. I've read this one out of this all of the piles, and this was way too overhyped for me. I mean, I do not regret getting it. I loved reading it, but I did not like the way Patroclus's character was written in this. It could have been so much more better. It could have been like, he is just shown as a weak boy. He was not a weak person at all. Like, come on, he had to be a good warrior to, fool like a whole, no, not one whole army, two whole armies. So yeah, these are the books I have because of Jack and Edwards. Like, these are some of the books I have. There are still a lot of books on my wish list and on my TBR that are solely there because of Jack. Jack tells me to read a book, I just read it. So